Okay, let's transition to the most underrated head coach in 2022, the most overrated head coach in 2020. The answer to the most overrated head coach in 2020 has to be Bruce Arians. I have Bruce Arians ranked as the 14th best coach in the NFL at the moment. And I think that people have put Bruce Arians on a pedestal, saying that he is maybe not Bill Belichick, maybe not Mike Tomlin, but he's in the next category. And while I had Bruce Arians in my tier 2, as far as ranking coaches, I had, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and then the unknown tier. Bruce Arians is a bottom level tier 2 coach. And if you're ranked 14th at your position, that's around middle of the pack when you consider the fact that there are 32 head coaching jobs. So Bruce Arians, he's a slightly above average coach. He's nothing more than that in my opinion. And I understand that Bruce Arians did a very good job as being the interim head coach in Indianapolis. I understand that in Arizona, he allowed Carson Palmer to play very well in his system, and he took Carson Palmer all the way to the NFC title game when they got shellacked by the Carolina Panthers, might I add. But see, here's the thing. In Tampa Bay this past year, I did not like what I saw from Bruce Arians at times as head coach. I did a film analysis video on Jameis Winston. I'm very proud of that piece of work right there. And Jameis Winston definitely had his problems last year. He wasn't very accurate. He was making poor decisions, wasn't reading the defense. He's just overall a mess right now. Jameis Winston, he needs about a year or two to sit down, learn from his mistakes. And I do believe that him learning from, Drew Brees and Sean Payton will definitely maybe potentially help him turn around his career. But see, the Buccaneers' struggles as a team were not all on Jameis Winston this past year. Jameis Winston is not responsible for the Buccaneers being the most penalized team in the NFL last season. And while he did turn the football over a lot, still, the Buccaneers led the NFL in turnovers. It was not all on Jameis Winston. This team just lacked attention to detail. And I saw a guy in Bruce Arians that at times was not putting his offense in a position to succeed to the maximum rate in which I know they could have succeeded, okay? Tampa Bay last year was trying to do things as an offense that they were incapable of doing at times. Bruce Arians did not understand the fact that last year he did not have the offensive line to call those deep passes consistently down the field. Sometimes the offensive line would hold up, but sometimes the offensive line didn't hold up. And what Bruce Arians failed to realize last year was he needs to do a better job of adjusting his system to the personnel that he has. If you have an elite offensive line, then hey, fine. Go bomb the ball down the field a bunch of times. But when you have an offensive line that's average at best, then you can't bomb the ball down the field consistently at times. Make it easier for Jameis Winston. Call some short passes. Run some play action. Get the ball out of his hands very quickly. Establish the run. Make your team more disciplined. And Bruce Arians is loose. He's fun. He doesn't like to make adjustments. And in an NFL where you have to be very detail-oriented, Brady, Rodgers, Brees, all the teams that are winning are teams that pay attention to details. Bruce Arians, he says details, screw him. We're loose. We're going to be fun. And we're going to take shots down the field. We'll run the no risk it, no biscuit offense. And sometimes that offense is fun to watch, but sometimes that doesn't translate to a whole lot of wins. So while Bruce Arians, to me, is an above-average head coach, I don't think that he's overall that special as a defensive mind. I think that his lack of adjustments are very mind-boggling to me. And overall, I gotta say, if I were to pick one head coach that is overrated at the moment, I gotta say it's Bruce Arians. And that's for all the reasons that I mentioned right there. Bruce Arians, to me, is the most overrated head coach in the NFL in 2020. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.